Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Ow! What's up, folks? Folks, you won't believe this. I have never, ever had technical difficulties as I have tonight. Freaking believable. Let me explain something to you guys. First of all, I had a hiccup with my PC right here. I had to do a defragment on my PC, slow down. It took almost 5 minutes to boot up. And then it took almost 5 minutes to load my applications so I can get this this podcast going. I think I know what the problem is. I need to take off my antivirus software every time I do these podcasts. It seemed like, because my machine was fine. I did trial runs on my podcast just prior to loading this antivirus software. And guess what happened? It was fine. And then as soon as I load the antivirus software and get ready for the podcast tonight, technical difficulties. Man, we are 16 minutes late getting into the podcast. I am livid. I am furious. I am pissed off. And I'm just going to get rid of this Norton antivirus altogether. It's trash. It's hosting up my machine. I can't deal with it no more. You guys understand? I can't do it no more. Not no more, no more. I just can't, man. I really can't do it. I'm just gonna get ready to get rid of this Norton stuff, man. It has been helpful, but I think I might have to try something different, probably McAfee or something like that. I don't know, but it's been trash. Norton has been trash. You guys heard it from me. Norton antivirus software has been trash. I want to give a quick shout out to my queen, Quintina Lee. What's up, Tink? I passed my exam. Ooh-wee. She's on point. She's right. She is right. I passed my exam. Folks, before we get into our, and I'm going to talk about the exam. I'm going to talk about my exam that I've taken, got my Security Plus certification through CompTIA. I'm going to talk about that during the podcast because it relates to the topic that I want to talk about. But first, let me tell you guys what my drink is for tonight. Fiji. You guys know I always have a drink of the night, but this time we're going to go with Fiji. Water, so important, man. It's important for every part of your body, including the brain. I just found out that spearmint gum is also good to help you function, help you concentrate and focus. But I believe the ingredient is the peppermint, I believe, or spearmint or whatever, the peppermint. I guess that is what's helping people with the functionality. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But I just want to talk about something real quick, folks. I'm not going to keep you guys long. Welcome to our Monday Motivational Power Talk. We do this each and every Monday, unless something comes up and I can't do it. Then I have to make up a day out the week to, I'm doing makeup day out of the week to come back into it. So thank you guys for stopping through. I know you guys have been waiting. I'm a little bit late getting up in here, but believe me, I've been sitting here the entire time just waiting like this. Waiting for everything to load up again. I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding me. So now I think I know what the problem is. Norton antivirus. Bye-bye. After this, I will be uninstalling your ass. Get Norton out of here, man. It's trash. I don't want it. You guys heard it from me. I don't care. You can go back and tell Norton what I said. Tell him I said this shit is trash. I don't want it. All right. Folks, I want to talk about something tonight. Have a little bit of fun talking about it too. I want to talk about knowing your industry standards. Knowing your industry standards. I don't know what industry you're in. I don't know your job. function. I don't know your occupation. I don't know your business. I don't know any of that. There's one thing about industry that applies to everybody in business, everybody that whatever you're doing for a living or what you're doing for money or what have you, you have to know your industry standards. Let me give you a prime example of that. I've been in IT, for instance. I've been in IT. You guys know I'm a public speaker. I'm a published author. Okay? But guess what? Anybody can be in IT, anybody can be a speaker, and everybody can be a published author. Right? You can be a doctor too. Just because you get your degree and to be a doctor or your PhD or whatever it is it takes for you to be a doctor or a lawyer, you still have to know your industry standards, people. You still got to know your industry standards. I was going to give you an example of me being in IT. I've been in IT for 30 years. I got skin in the game. My first IT job was with a company called DSTI, standing for Decision Systems Technologies Incorporated. We were a contracting company that had a company with the Naval Air Systems Command up in Virginia, in Crystal City, up in Virginia, right in the Washington, D.C. area, in the DMV. Where my DMV folks at? What's up, DMV folks? Where you at? Where you at? Okay. So we was right there working for, the short for Naval Air Systems Command is NAVAIR. Okay. I've been in IT since the early 90s, people. I'm talking about 30 years in the game. I got skin in the game. But guess what? I have never, ever had a certification. I didn't have no degree, no certification. Why? I started in the early 90s. They didn't ask for that back then, unless you were doing stuff like Cisco or Novell NetWare. Novell, you needed your certification to do Novell NetWare. I wasn't kidding. I'm like, man, I'm not studying for all that, man. I'm making good money. I'm good. For almost 30 years, just about 30 years in this game, never had a certification. Now I'm trying to get contracts. I got my company I'm screwing up, trying to get contracts, trying to do some cybersecurity stuff. And the first thing they ask, what certifications did you have? Right? My resume covers 3 pages, folks. The third page is almost full. That's how long of a resume I have. I don't even have a resume. I have a CV. Long. In the game for 30 years. I done it all. Blindfold me, I can put your PC together. I can desktop support my ass off. I can install servers, put servers in the wire closet, rack them. Load software on those servers. Operate in Active Directory. I know all of this. But guess what? For these 30 years, I did not know the industry standard. See, you got to understand functional knowledge is superb, it's great. But functional knowledge does not take up all of the industry standard. What is the industry standard? Just take away what you know. Remove what you know and know what your industry standards are. See, that's the key, folks. You have a lot of people out here operating in the industry without knowing the industry standard. So that's an example. Guess what has happened this past Saturday? I just got certified. Cybersecurity in CompTIA Security Plus. I got certified. What the hell? Go ahead and get the certificate. This is what they ask for now. This is what the industry standards are now. Get the certification. And guess what's happening? It don't stop there. I'm already working on my second one. CYSA. That's your cybersecurity analyst certification. I'm working on that one. After I'll probably have that one by the end of the month. Beginning of the next month, I should have that certification. These certifications, folks, are very important, whether you know it or not. They were looking at my CV, they were looking at my credentials and see all these years of experience I have. But I was overlooked, all because I had none of these certifications. I have skill sets that can pay Easily 6 figures, easily. But because I had no certifications, folks, overlook me. They will hire somebody or give a contract to somebody who have way less experience than I do. But they took the time to get the certification because guess what? I had the experience, but they knew the industry standards. See, folks, you got to understand something. People always want to talk about how much skills they have or how much knowledge they have. If you don't know the industry standards, you ain't going anywhere. I've learned that fast, folks. Okay? Let me move on to another example. I see a lot of these people calling themselves relationship coaches, right? Or dating coaches. I saw a video today they call these people dating roaches. They ain't relationship coaches, they relationship roaches. That's what they said. But I understand why he called them that. You have a lot of people who call themselves relationship coach, but they ain't in no relationship. Relationships is an industry. And what is inside that industry, folks, is a market. It's a market. So when you're in a relationship, what's in the relationship? What is in the industry of relationship? Dating. So people come up, they talking about their dating coaches, and they ain't got nobody that they dating. They ain't had nobody they in a relationship with. But you're in a relationship coach. If you're single, you're a singles coach. You can tell somebody how to be single. You can't teach somebody how to be in a relationship until you get in a relationship and it become a long-lasting relationship. People don't want to do the work. People always want to put the cart before the horse. How the hell are you going to relationship coach somebody when you ain't in one? The same thing about these life coaches. Everybody want to put titles of coaches on their name. You ain't no coach. First of all, those self-proclaimed titles people are giving themselves, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Most of these people, I'm not gonna say, and I am gonna say most of them, because you know how people who get offended and say, no, just some. No, most of them. And yes, I said it. Most of these people are like travel agents. What do I mean by like travel agents? They send you places they've never been. They're sending you places they've never been. You got people call themselves relationship coaches, have no dynamics of knowledge of a relationship. Their relationship is based off of their own experience. That's not coaching. If I was a football coach, listen, folks, if I was a football coach, but my expertise is being a running back, I can't teach the entire football team how to be running backs. We got offensive linemen. We got defensive linemen. We got cornerbacks. We got quarterbacks. We got free safeties, strong safeties, tight ends. And some cases nowadays is fullbacks. So what am I supposed to do? Teach the whole team how to be a running back because my experience has been a running back? No, there are different aspects to everything that you do in an industry, folks. You have to know the industry. You have to know your industry standards. Just because I was in a relationship and I broke up from it, if I broke up from a relationship, I have no damn business trying to be a relationship coach with somebody else. Because what happens when I see people with these little titles of relationships coaching, they never, and I'm going to say never, they never say anything about holding themselves accountable. They were always the perfect partner in that relationship. Always. So many different women I've talked to that I could have potentially dated. I've always asked them the same question. When they talk about how toxic their relationships are or were, I always ask them, well, what was your contribution to that relationship. Because folks, listen, you got two types of relationships. There are only but two types. There are nourishing relationships and then there are toxic relationships. Nothing more, nothing less. Two types, nourishing or toxic. And what makes that relationship? Makes the people who are involved in it, whether it's monogamy or polygamy. Now, let me explain that part, folks. Let's break down the word relationships. Well, first word is relation, which means what? The two of you or the three of you or how many in that relationship are relating to one another. That means you're relating to one another. What's the second part of that word? Ship. That means it's going somewhere. That's what ship means. It means in transition. It's moving. It's transporting somewhere. That's what ships do. They transport. They move. They go places. Right? So whether it's nourishing or toxic, it's going somewhere. Whether it's going where you want it to go or if it's going where you don't want it to go, it's going somewhere. And the more that you stand in there, you stand there because you are contributing to it. That's what makes it relation. That's why you're relating. So I asked a lot of women this, what were your contributions to that toxic relationship? 100% of the time they say nothing because they never want to hold themselves accountable. They don't believe in self-accountability. 100% of the time they say nothing. I was perfect. I was this. I was fine. He did all this. He was doing that. If he did all of that, why did you leave? Furthermore, why did you leave and come back? People don't want to be held accountable. Everybody has a contribution to a relationship, whether it's good or bad. But calling yourself a relationship coach, and that is your message to the people, you are teaching them to do exactly what you're probably going to do, which is to die alone. Why? You have no knowledge of the industry standards. What is the industry standards for coaching, for dating or being in a relationship? You have to understand the entire aspects, all of the aspects of relationships. That also includes interviewing men, interviewing different levels of men, different salary levels of men. What is it that you're looking for in a woman? What would you want her to bring to the table? What would you bring to the table? You ain't doing these type of things. See the folks, you got to understand. True research, true growth is finding information that challenges your beliefs. I don't care what kind of beliefs you have. Facts kills all arguments. If the facts is not supporting your beliefs, you got to go with the facts, not the belief. If you still want to go with the belief over the facts, then guess what? That is called cognitive dissonance. And if you got cognitive dissonance, there is no way in four hells you should be out here trying to coach anybody. How can anybody be a football coach and don't even notice the industry standards of being a football coach? I ain't saying. I'm just saying. They don't know the industry standards. What the hell you doing out there? You got homework to do. Somebody just inboxed me the other day talking about, oh, what, you got your certificate? I didn't know that. I've always known you as a speaker and author. I say, I'm always going to be a speaker and author. But you don't hear me talk about IT much because I wasn't up on the industry standards. Now that I'm up on the industry standard, I done got one certification that I got many more to go. But even if that one Security Plus is the big one, that's the main one to get. Now that I got that, guess what? I am up on the industry standards now. Not only that these people are going to have a conversation with me for positions and contracts, They got to pay me the industry salary for the certification I got. Now the certification I got matches my lengthy history in IT. You guys understand what I'm talking about here? I hope this is making sense. And I'm talking about this, I'm giving all these aspects, coaching, these relationship coaches, these self-proclaimed, and I try to help people. I got a fruit fly flying around here. What's that? Oh, my daggone, I got a star fruit for you. You guys like star fruit? I got some star fruits. I might be trying to get to my star fruit, but he ain't gonna get it. So as I was saying, folks, people not willing to do the homework. Just because you had an experience doesn't make you a coach. Because your resume don't stack to be a coach. I'm not that guy that's gonna sit here and just gonna give you good news. You can't grow from good news, folks. You can only grow from bad news. You can only grow from bad news. You can grow from your haters. Heard a man say a hater is nothing but a person, a fan in denial. Haters are fans are in denial. You got to have a few of them. You got to have some negative experiences. And then you have to understand, you have to know how to evaluate those experiences. Because the evaluation is what helps you understand the industry, not the industry or the industry standards. People don't want to put in that kind of work. They just want to get out on social media and on YouTube with these self-proclaimed titles. There are a lot of people who are qualified to be relationship coaches. Why? Because they're in a long-lasting relationship. They're people who've been in relationships for 20 plus years and happy. Nobody in their damn 30s should be talking about some damn relationship coach. 20s and 30s should be talking about some damn relationship, or your early 40s should be talking about some damn relationship coach. Get real. You ain't lived long. You ain't lived long enough. You ain't been in relationships long enough to be self-proclaiming yourself as a relationship coach. That's just like a leader. A real leader don't call himself a leader. Other people call them leaders because they see the quality, they see what it's worth, and they call that man a leader or that woman a leader. What is a leader? A leader is a person that people follow because they want to, not because they have to. Come on, folks. You got to know your industry standards. If you're a lawyer, continue learning, continue education. If you look at my certification that I posted, underneath it says certification, it says certified, then it says CE-CE. What does CE mean? Continuous education. That means my certification expires in 3 years. So that means I'm going to have to show some continuous education so that certification can be renewed in 3 years. The same thing happens with the industry standards, folks. The industry standards changes, just like technology changes. You have to always be up on the industry standards. If you don't know the industry standards, don't be out here trying to teach people about what you coach or try to coach people with bogus and primitive information. It's whack and it's dangerous. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. What I'm telling you, talking to you guys about tonight, folks, I've been saying the same stuff for years. Way back when I used to do my motivational conference call on by phone before we was able to do live videos. I was doing them on conference calls. That's how long I've been doing this. And I've learned from the greatest, Les Brown himself. Been doing it a long time, folks. But I still don't consider myself a coach on anything. I'm not coaching you. Les Brown can coach you how to be a speaker. He's done it. He got so much skin in the game. The whole world knows who he is. You got to pay that man no less than $70,000 to speak at your organization for 90 minutes. 70 grand to speak for 90 minutes. That's a coach. That's a coach. You guys understand what I'm saying? No, I don't care how well I can go to an event and speak and tear it up, get the people standing on their feet. I'm not qualified to be a coach because I have not put the kind of skin in the game like a Les Brown. I've had people to ask me about coaching them on speaking. I said, no, you need to see Les. Willie Jolly, he's another one that can teach you. My brother, Della Toro McNeil, phenomenal coach. These guys are advanced. They've been in the game longer than I have in speaking. Those guys will be greater speakers than me. They got skin in the game. They have receipts. They have the power. And just because you're young behind, just had a little few relationship hiccups, and you think you can go out here and coach somebody about relationships, please. You don't know the industry standards. Your experience alone is not the industry standards. Why do you see a lot of these podcasters? They always have guests on their podcast. They have people that they interview and they're learning from these people. They're gaining knowledge. If you want to be a coach in relationships, then invite the opposite sex on your podcast and talk about what they're looking for. The problem, though, is a lot of these female coaches, they want to bash men who have standards that they don't meet. Because you always have this mentality that you are the prize. But if you understood your industry standards, you would know that men are treated as the prize in other countries around the world. Whether you like it or not, you still got to know the information. You still got to do some interviewing. You still got a lot of work to do. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just telling you what it is. Get your damn passport, go around the world and you see it for yourself. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Just like basketball, I'm putting basketball in the game too. How the hell are you gonna teach kids how to play basketball if you've never played organized basketball? Just because you played on the street, that don't give you qualifications to be coaching organized basketball. You guys understand what I'm saying? As long as I've had IT experience, 30 years, man, I'm sure I gotta keep revisiting this because it's unbelievable. 30 years, and I'm like, damn, why are these people, what's going on? I got all these skills, what the hell? And guess what else I did? Last year, I went to school, I went to Kingsland University last year. Kingsland University. To get skin in the game. To get the functional knowledge of being a penetration tester in cybersecurity. Learning ethical hacking. I did like 7 months of that. I graduated February of this year. Got my little cybersecurity professional certificate. That will get you a lot of money. They still want those industry standard certs. CompTIA, CCNA, OCSP, CISSP, CISM, CISM, CYSA, CASP. See, I got CYSA I'm working on next. By the end of the month, beginning of the next month, I'll have that certification. Right after that, I'm gonna have either Pen Tester Plus certification or I'm gonna have CASP certification. The CASP is where you're up in your management. You're dealing with management, you're in charge of something. I got to get all this stuff, man. I want all of it. I'm hungry. And that's another thing. You ain't hungry, you ain't going to get it all. If you ain't hungry, you ain't going to try to know what the industry standards. If you have a business, if you sell the little green juices, for instance, let's say you sell them little green juices that's supposed to be good for you. What is the industry standards for that? Industry standards can be anything. It could be from pricing, your general knowledge of the product and the industry. How is it being sold? Who is the target market? Who buys that juice the most? What are the demographics of this product? My lady liked to smoke these cigars called Fat Bottom Betty because they're sweet. And found out a story from a black cigar owner up here in St. Pete who just explained to her about the making of that cigar, Fat Bottom Betty. White guy down in Miami told him he's going to come up with a product and he's going to give it a name that black folks love and mostly black folks is going to buy it. This man targeted, he knew his demographic of his product called Fat Bottom Betty. She's watching right now. She can contest to this. And after that, it upset her. She said, I'm not going to buy anymore. She said, this last one I already bought, this is going to be my last Fat Bottom Betty. Because she didn't like the fact that somebody outside her race targeted her with a product. And I understand how she feels. I agree with how she feels. So, folks, that guy understood the industry standards. He knew how to target his audience. I hope this is making sense, folks. If somebody is upset with me because of what I've said, you offended by what I said, be offended. Be offended. Because the only way you can fix being offended, you being offended, is to learn your goddamn product. Learn the industry standards. Don't get mad at me because I call it out. Get mad at yourself for not doing the work. See, we live in a society where everybody's a victim today. All you got to do is call yourself a victim, complain, and then cry. You put little tears and shit. Then all this liberal bull crap and the feminist movements, all that soft stuff that's got going, they come to your aid now. And they want to target masculinity. So I mean, what the hell? It is what it is. People have a problem with the truth. My queen just said it. Do the work and stop playing the victim. Stop playing the goddamn victim, man. You guys understand what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you do, if you want to be a relationship coach, hey, I have no problem with you being a relationship coach. I know I mentioned it sounded like I was shitting on relationship coaches, and I wasn't. I'm shitting on the lack of work that you do. Relationship coach, you think is a thing that you want to do. I'm not shitting on your dreams, but I'm telling you what you need to do to enhance that dream. You gotta do the work. You gotta know your industry standards. You gotta know your industry standards. You want to be a football coach. You got to know the industry standards of a football coach. You got to do some work. You got to do some studying. We have all this technology around us, and people don't use this technology for nothing but bullshit and gossip. That's a shame. Don't get mad at people like myself who comes along and tell you that you're lazy and you have no business coaching nobody because you ain't doing the work to understand your standards, the industry standards. Don't get mad at me for saying it. Get mad at yourself for not doing the work. I had people come out tell me, well, I'm just sharing my experience. You can share your experience, but that doesn't qualify you to be a coach. When I'm speaking, I'm sharing my experience, but I'm not calling myself a coach. I'm not trying to coach anybody into speaking. Yes, I know the industry standards of a speaker. I know all the stuff that they're doing, selling. When before COVID, people would have these events. Sometimes these events will be free just to get your butts in the seat. But the goal is to sell you products in the back of the room. I mean, come on, that was the industry standard. Now it's virtual. A lot of speakers are taking hits now because guess what? People have short attention span. So doing virtual events now, it ain't working that well. So they try, if they got short attention span, how the hell are you going to try to sell something virtually to somebody or to direct them to this website? Trying to teach them how they can get rich. But they making you richer because they buying your kit. Come on, people. I understand and I know the industry standards. And just because you know the industry, here's another thing, just because you know the industry standards, it doesn't mean that you have to go along with those standards. You can be a pioneer. If this is what I see everybody doing, okay, I'm gonna take mine to a next level and start doing it this way. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna start doing that. And that's what people don't get. That's why I tell you, know the industry standards. Because if you know the industry standards, you can probably raise the bar higher in the industry if you know how to do it, if you work it right. But if you ain't got enough skin in the game, don't be out here trying to coach somebody because of your personal experience. That's not coaching. Coaching is not almost personal experience, folks. I hate to tell you that. I'm gonna say it again. Coaching is not from your personal experience. Coaching is from you knowing your industry standards. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Y'all remember when Bruno Mars first came out? Don't believe me, just watch. Y'all remember when he first came out? He kicked everybody's ass. He kicked everybody's ass. You know why? Not because he was more talented than everybody. He knew the industry standards. So when I tell you to know the industry standards, it doesn't mean just so that you can go by what the industry is doing. It's just so that you can know how to put your own signature in the industry. So Bruno Mars, he knew the industry standard. And he came out with something and took the industry to another level. He came out with he brought live bands back in his performance, in his song. It wasn't sequenced music like most of it is today. His sound was different. And his sound, he utilized, he said, I want a commercial sound that when people hear it, everybody want to get off their seat and party. He just want everybody to party. It sounded like something that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis made. Sound like the Times. With Morris Day, he came out with that sound and then put his signature to it. He understood the industry standards and he elevated it. He raised the bar. And right to this day, the industry can't even get up to what he did. He come out with something right now. He come up with something else right now. It's going to hit the charts again because he understands the industry standards and he took it above that. He took it to another level. Folks, you got to know the industry standards in whatever it is that you're doing. Come on, man. I know the industry standards. Now, in the IT field, just because I had 30 years experience, it doesn't mean I knew all those 30 years in IT, I never understood or knew the industry standard. If I was getting certifications in IT way back then, within those 30 years, right about now, I would probably be a CIO or a COO in a company like Northrop Grumman or Lockheed Martin or something by now. You're talking about 30 years. Where would I be in IT right now 30 years ago if I was getting these certifications back then? So you understand, folks, you got to know the industry standards. Don't be out here trying to coach some damn body you ain't certified to be coaching them. Don't be out here trying to coach people on relationships if you ain't in a relationship. Yes, Miss Lowry, 30 years. That's 2000, that's 1991. 30, 31 years. 31 years. 31 years in the game. And I still didn't know the industry standards. Now I got it. Watch out. Watch out. Anything you do, you got to understand the standards, people. If you want to open a strip club, you got to know the industry standards of the strip club industry. How they paying the bartenders. Look at how all the strip clubs are operating, and say this is what you want to do with your strip club, make it better. If you got a fruit market, if you got a fresh produce market, go around, look at other fresh produce markets, and then come to yours and say, okay, this is the industry. This is how the industry sets it up. This is what they're doing in the industry. But this is how I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to add this to it and try to give my customers a better experience when they come to my fresh produce market. You see what I'm saying, folks? You got to know the industry. You can't satisfy yourself in the industry. You're irrelevant in the industry. You are irrelevant. It's about what the people want. I've had some hiccups in relationships. I'm in a phenomenal relationship right now, phenomenal. But guess what? Just because my relationship is phenomenal, I still don't qualify to be somebody's relationship coach. Why? We ain't got enough skin in the game. Longevity of a relationship. Are you going to listen? Let me ask you guys a question. You can put this in the comments. Will you listen to somebody who keep breaking up with people? Or would you listen to somebody who's been in a relationship for 10, 20, and 30 years and still continuing, still happy about it? Who would you listen to? And get these likes up, people. Come on, man. Get the likes up. I'm going to give a shout out. I didn't do a shout out yet. Let me get a shout out to everybody watching on Twitch and YouTube. Anybody watching on LinkedIn right now, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. People out in my Facebook group called Tampa Bay Friends and Events. If you're in the Tampa Bay area watching right now, you can join that group, Tampa Bay Friends and Events. We're in that group. You can chime in there, and the group don't even ask you questions no more. They took away that feature from me. I don't know why. So it's like anybody can just join that group now. But I do have a blockage on posting, so I have to approve your post if you post in the group. Okay, that's right. Yeah, listen to people with 20 years or more in the game, not somebody who just keep breaking up. And then only thing you got to tell people is if it's toxic, you got to leave. That's common sense. That's common sense. That's right. Don't listen to me. I ain't got nothing to coach you on in terms of relationship. I'm still learning myself. I got a little bit of skin in the game. My longest relationship was like in the 90s. From the 90s on, it took me 11 years to find the queen that I have now. So guess what? I don't have nothing to teach you in relationships. And I'm 50, nifty 50. And I ain't got nothing to teach you about relationships. But I know people. People like Dr. Willie Jolly. He's been married for, and forgive me for, bringing his name up, but hey, we had a little hiccup some years ago, but I still got to give credit where it's due. Between him and I, we had a little hiccup, a little misunderstanding, but I still got to give him credit where it's due. He's been married for over 30 years. That's what you should listen to about relationships. Him and his wife, Mother D. Right? Get these likes up, people. Come on, man. Come on, folks. They say haters are fans in denial. Don't be that. Give me those likes, man. Come on. Come on, folks. So I've been a motivational speaker. Like I said, I've been a motivational speaker going on 20 years. And I still don't qualify myself to being a coach. I ain't been to places that Les Brown and them guys been. I haven't been around like to those places. I can't sit here and coach you on that. They can coach you on that. That's who you should go to, not me. You got to understand, folks. Listen, I've had people call me about speaking before. And I asked them what topic you want me to speak on. There's some topics that I know I don't qualify for. So I had to refer them to people who are great in those areas. I didn't just like try to take their money and try to speak on something I don't know nothing about. You guys understand what I'm saying? So I had to refer them to somebody I know who is more qualified than I am. That's being honest and transparent. Anybody knows me can tell you I'm a very transparent person. You got to understand this, folks. That's knowing the industry standards. If I didn't know the industry standards, I'd say, oh man, this is some money they're trying to offer me. I'm gonna go over here and try to speak. They want to offer like $5,000. I'm not gonna take your money and not deliver. So I refer it to somebody I know who can do it, who can do the job. Personal development, goals, stuff. I'm your man for that. Paradigm shift. I'm your man for that. But there are other stuff that I don't specialize in. I have to refer it. So that's understanding the industry knowledge, right? Yeah, that's right, Ms. Lowry. So that's the important thing, folks. I hope I didn't hurt no feelings. Because, this is a butt-hurt society right now. We got to be careful. I ain't careful. I'm going to say what I say. I've had people beat up on me. I had coaches beat up on me when I was selling cars. A guy named Steve Osborne, tough son of a bitch, little belly ball here white guy. Love him to death. Steve Osborne. I called him. I remember I called him a few years back. I said, "Man, I still want to thank you for how hard you were on me." See, you can't be hard on people no more. You can't be hard on people no more without the liberals and shit coming after you. I called him. That's right. The truth always hurt those who don't like correction. So Steve Osborne said, "Yeah, man, that's how he talk. Yeah, I beat up on you a little bit, but it worked, didn't?" I said, "Yeah, it worked. It worked. I'm out here kicking ass in business right now. I have the liberty to get up and go to the gym in the morning time, and everybody else got to be at work because I put the work in what I do. I made my way. I earned my keep. I've had some major losses. I'm recovering from the last loss I've had. I had took a major loss in 2019. I'm recovering from that still. Dealing with some dishonest and evil people. But guess what? I didn't know the industry standards in what I was doing. I do know now. And I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody else try to come to me with some bullshit, I'm shutting you down in your face. But it's all about learning and it's all about evaluating. But you gotta know the industry standards. You gotta know it, folks. I don't care what it is you do. Don't care what it is you do. Industry standards. Let me tell you what happens with businesses that don't know the industry standards. They fold. They fold. What company was this? Just recently. I'm gonna do a quick research. I'm gonna do a quick search on it while I got you guys. Um, a man jumps off a goddamn building Jumps off a goddamn building. You know why? Because his company had laid off like hundreds of people. Let me see. The company is, I got it up right here, Bed Bath and Beyond. Jump from a high-rise apartment balcony. High-rise. Because he couldn't cope. He couldn't cope. See, companies that don't understand the industry standards, they fold. When you know the industry standards, you understand where industry can go, left or right, up, down, whatever. Bed Bath and Beyond let go a lot of people. I think they closed a whole lot of stores, weren't making the money. When you know the industry standards, you fix stuff. You understand where your company is going and say, okay, this is where we need to take it. Remember BlackBerry phones? They went through so many different CEOs for BlackBerry. Their board kept hiring these different CEOs. The one they got now, this Asian guy, he's the one that's doing pretty good, but that's what they had to do. They had to get rid of their cell phone because their cell phones wasn't selling. Now, let me tell you something. Their last few cell phones they had was kicking a Samsung and Apple in the ass. But you know what happened? Their marketing was horrible. Their marketing was so horrible. Why was their marketing horrible? Because they did not understand the industry standards of cell phones. They didn't understand the industry standards of the cell phone. So guess what? They eventually they had to get rid of the BlackBerry phones. Remember Blockbuster? Blockbuster Video? They had the opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million. And they had the money. They could afford it at the time. They didn't know the industry standards. They didn't understand that the industry was shifting from DVDs to streaming. They didn't know this. So guess what happened? Netflix is thriving on the stock market. Blockbuster's out of business. Can you imagine today what how people felt who told Bill Gates no? Let me ask you that question again. Can you imagine today how people felt who told Bill Gates no? Look at Microsoft. And you can imagine those who told him no. Paul Allen was in with Bill Gates. Paul Allen was Bill Gates' mentor. Bill Gates came up with a product. Paul Allen said, shit, sign me up. Because Paul Allen knew his worth in mentoring Bill Gates. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Got to know your industry standards. Got to know your industry standards. There are a lot of stories out there like that. You can watch Netflix on your phone, your tablet, your smart TV, your Fire Stick, your Roku, whatever the other stick is. Blockbuster is done because the CEO did not know the industry standards. And furthermore, the board members didn't know the industry standards. Let me tell you why. I know that because the board members didn't fire the CEO. They let that CEO drive the company right to the ground because he didn't know the industry standards. Do you work for a company that understands and the CEO don't understand the industry standards? Do you understand the industry standards for your business or what it is that you're into? See, a lot of people out here selling stuff. A lot of people out here doing a lot lot of stuff. But from coaching this, mentoring that, all this other stuff. But they don't know the industry standards. And it's unfortunate that the people who are hiring them, their customers, don't know that they don't know the industry standards. So they setting them up to fail right out of the gate. Woman calling herself a coach, telling other women what they need to do in a relationship as a relationship coach. And these women follow her. They think she sound cute or look cute on the camera. And they go out there and find out that the man that they're looking for got passports, dating Brazilian women overseas, Thailand women, women in Colombia, women in Paraguay, women in Philippines. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. She ain't teaching them that because she don't know the industry standards. She don't know that this was what guys are doing. They call them passport brothers. And you got women shitting on them because they mad, calling them broke and all this shit. If they broke, how the hell they getting over to fucking Thailand? I ain't saying, folks, I'm just saying, right? Understand your industry. If this you want to do, you want to coach, you want to do this, understand the industry. And your industry is not for you just shitting on people because they are operating in a way that you don't agree with them. Understand it. Understand it. Learn to understand it. Give better advice, not a bitter advice. See, that's the problem. These little fake relationship coaches, they bitter. Come on, man. Come on. You got to understand the industry. Why don't you interview these guys? If you're a female coach, interview these guys. Why are y'all getting past? Why are y'all leaving? What are we doing? What's the matter? What's wrong? What happened? All of these guys right here that's out there traveling abroad, going out of the country to meet different women, they all say the same thing. The liberal feminist movement has heavily affected our women. That's what they say. Don't get mad at me. Don't come on my podcast trying to talk back and forth with me. I ain't got time for you. I'm going to let you think you're right. And just let you just continue to keep falling by the wayside. I'm just telling you, go interview them. Don't talk shit about them. Interview, talk to them. Have a conversation, have some dialogue. And that's what we're lacking. We are lacking dialogue. And guess what? Dialogue is part of knowing the industry standards. What's the most important thing to dialogue? The most important thing to dialogue is transparency. People can't be transparent. I appreciate that, Ms. Lowry. You got to understand the industry, folks. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope to help you guys. I might have hurt some feelings. I don't know. I wasn't trying to. But you guys know me, who see me speak for many years, know that I always bring it from the hip. And if you think this is something, you need to see me speak in person. I really showed my ass. But it's all in helping people. I don't know how to sugarcoat nothing. I don't know how to tell you everything will be just fine, because everything will not be just fine until you get off your ass and do something about it. Man, what is this fruit fly doing? God dang it. I got a fruit fly around here, man. Florida got, well, he had them in DC too. I'm not going to put it on Florida. I'm not going to shit on Florida. I love Florida. I moved here on purpose. I ain't going to do that to my Floridians, man. I ain't going to do that. But these fruit flies, goddamn, he gone. I might have hit him. He might have caught these hands. I don't know. But folks, it's been fun, folks. I really appreciate you guys. I want you guys to do me a huge favor, please. I got 4 favors to ask you, right? 4 favors to ask you. The first favor is to turn those damn TVs off. It's killing your inspiration. Know your industry standards. Go study, go read, pick some books up. Go to Amazon, order some books on the industry that you're in. Find out who is better than you in your industry and learn from them. Call them up, research, email them, do whatever it takes. You should see me when I first started speaking. I was trying to find Les Brown, texting and emailing, going to the events, waving my hand. Hey, Mr. Les Brown, how you doing? Trying to get in the picture. That's because I was hungry to be a speaker at that time. I was hungry. I was in it, right? If your child has aspiration to be a football player, don't take them to the football game. Take them to the football practice so that he can get some of the players up and personal. Learn from the players. Ask questions. How did you get to where you are? What do I need to do? What type of foods I need to eat to be healthy? Let them get that experience of being close to these football players or basketball players. Because he wants it. Help him, right? What do you aspire to do? If you're a tennis player, have you had the time? Have you ever reached out? Have you ever been in contact with Serena or Venus Williams? All these other tennis professional, phenomenal tennis players, have you had the opportunity to talk to them? That should be your homework, people. Those are knowing the industry standards. That's getting knowledge of the industry standards, right? If you're a car mechanic, you want to open up a shop. How many have you been to any conferences on automobile shops? Have you talked to any automobile shop owners and asked them to mentor you? Have you done these things? You got to do whatever it takes for you to understand the industry standards, people. You got to put the work in. You got to work. You got to work. We got a chat here. I'm going to bring this up real quick. I know I ran Trinette crazy, following her around, but it paid off. I was hungry. Bam! Bam! See, folks, can't make this shit up. See, she just said it. She just said it right there. Trinette taught her what she knows. She chased her around. She ran her down. She drove her crazy. You know what, folks? Y'all know my knowledge. Y'all know everything that I know. You know a lot of stuff I speak of. If I don't have skin in the game about it, I don't speak about it. Y'all don't drive me crazy because you ain't hungry enough. My lady, Quintina Lee, she drives me crazy. And it's a good crazy. She asks questions all the time. When we first met, I loaded her with a whole lot of information. From politics to entrepreneurship, everything. Everything. Ms. Lowry said, making over 20 grand a month and I never have to leave the house. See, you know why she's making that kind of money? Not just because of her hustle, but she understood the industry. She chased Trinette Ingram down to learn about the history, the industry. Now she's clocking it. She's killing it, right? So my lady says, I have the best business coach ever. On hand always. My personal encyclopedia. That's what she calls me, her personal encyclopedia. Because I call stuff out and she go research, she go, well, look at a book and it be right in there. I say, I told you. I don't make this up. I study. I spend hours studying. I be sending her videos sometimes all day long because I just sit here, just study and looking through stuff, doing a lot of research. And if I don't find it there, I got to get a book on it. I got a book that's impacted away. I'm still transitioning. We ain't ready to move to the house yet. But I got a book that talks about organ thieves. People stealing your organs. I got a lot of information out there, folks, a lot of stuff I can't even tell y'all because I've signed NDAs on it. Whether it's from the vaccines, all this kind of stuff that I can never tell you. I have information y'all would never have access to. Never. I got skin in the game. I know the industry standards. You see what I'm saying, folks? It's all about knowing what you know. Queen just said, I learned so much from you. You're always giving me homework. I be giving her homework. I be giving her homework, folks. I'm trying to tell you. Miss Lowry just said that's why the devil was at you so hard. He didn't want you. He didn't want you. He wanted the glory that was inside of you. That's right. That's right. Folks, let me tell you something. For every new level, there's a new devil. For every new level, there's a new devil. But when you're backed by God, you can't be shook. You can't be shaken. Because God always knew my heart. I never brought harm to anybody. Anybody. I've always tried to help everybody. And that could have been a problem. I'm trying to help too many goddamn people. And there's too many people that don't deserve it. But that's no here or there. So, folks, again, that's a favor I'm asking you. Turn the damn TVs off. You got to read. You got to study. You know how long it took me? It took me about a month to get this certification. I've been studying hard, and I still got the class going on. I'm not even finished the class. I said, shit, I think I learned enough. Let me go take this exam. I took it this past Saturday and passed it. I got 780 over 750. 750 is what was needed to pass. I got 780, 30 points over. That's because I work hard. I won't allow nobody to work harder than me. I will always seek to outwork you. I don't care who you are. And it's not a competition thing because I'm in competition with myself. But I will not allow no one to outwork me. When I finally get a contract position in cybersecurity, they better watch out. They better watch out. That's right. I'm leveled up now. I'm leveled up. I'm ready. Caught me off guard before. It won't catch me off guard again. That's right. They're going to have to catch me. My queen always say that. They're going to have to catch me. But listen, folks, that's the first favor. Turn the TVs off. Turn it off. If you ain't watching something that's educational, now, when I say turn it off, I'm not saying don't look at it at all. When I look at TV, if I want to see a movie, I know exactly what I want to watch and I turn it on. I don't just sit here and just flicker and flicker and flicker. I don't do that. I know exactly what I want to watch. If it's entertainment or movie, I watch it. After I'm done, I'm done. Turn it off. Or I'll put some documentary or something educational on so I can go to bed with it. I can go to bed with what I've learned. Some of your best information is attained in your sleep. Go to bed with something educational in your mind, folks. And put classical music on while you sleep, if you can. Put some classical music. I forget it a lot, but it's more often as I can. I sleep to classical music. Play classical music. Classical music. If you got a newborn, you got a child, put classical music on while your child is sleeping. Makes your child smarter as they get older. Okay. The man in the mirror. That's right. The only competition I have is the man in the mirror. Not going to outwork me. And that's right. Share living homes. I do what others won't. I take them on vacation. Get their hair done. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right, Miss Lowry. She got it. She got it. She gets it. She gets it. So please turn the TVs off, folks. It's killing your inspiration. Pick up some books. Read. What is my second favorite? I got 4. My second one is to please share, like, and subscribe. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe. Get the likes up, folks. Come on, man. Y'all can get the likes up. Don't do that to me, folks. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Get the likes up. Like, get likes up. Come on, folks. Come on, give me a few more likes. Come on, don't be playing, don't be playing. YouTubers, come on, get the likes up, YouTube. Now, please like, share, and subscribe. Now, this video may or may not be for you. Just like every food is not for you. But you give your food away to somebody who do like it. Somebody pass you a plate, nah, it ain't for me. Here, my such and such cousin will eat it, right? Go ahead and share the video. Because you know somebody this video may help. Everybody does. So share the video. Share, like, subscribe, and shit. Okay, do me that favor. All right. That's my second favor. I'm gonna tell you what my third favor is after I finish these two. I got two comments came up here. Let me tell you what those. Let's go to these comments real quick. Miss Quintina Lee McQueen. You make me watch a lot of education stuff. You even leave it on for Makita. Makita is my dog, folks. So I put like on educational stuff on, and if it's one of those ones that's live and it keeps looping, I'll leave it on my TV so my dog can watch it while I'm gone. Everybody got to learn. My dog, everybody. Look, you around me, you better be learning. That's how I roll. Everybody's learning, folks. Everybody's learning. That's how I'm rolling. You got to learn around me. I can't have nobody around me who's just someone to be entertained all the time. No, you got to learn. All right? My dog learned. My dog know how to close the door behind herself, roll over. My dog know how to say hello. Come on, man. So that's who Makita is. Makita's my dog. So my queen to tell you, I be texting that stuff to her. Check out this video. Look at this video. Because those are receipts. I gave her a lot of stuff that I've been saying since she's known me. And now a lot of the stuff is starting to come out. I share and say, see, I've been saying this. Remember this? Blah, blah, blah. Some of that stuff I might post on social media. But majority of it, I don't even post on social media because y'all ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't ready for it. All right. Miss Lowry just said, and make sure you follow like-minded people. That's right. That's right, folks. It's not fun when you got people in your circle drilling holes in the boat you're rowing. If you can't change the people around you, then you need to change the people around you. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, if you're the smartest person in your group, you need to find a new group. He also said, if you're hanging around 9 broke people, eventually you'll be number 10. But don't get mad at me though, I ain't make it up. My third favor is, you guys see this on the bottom of the screen. You see this scrolling through. You see all my social media platform names there. Choose one or choose as many as you like, and please follow me on those. Connect with me on those. You also see my Cash App down there. Why am I telling you about my Cash App? Because I only ask for a $20 or less donation to the podcast. Not to me, to the podcast. $20 or less. That's it. I don't need your money. I'm fine with money. This is to the podcast. Why is that? Because eventually I could need a new camera. Eventually, new light, new laptop. You know, I even got a tablet. I'm watching myself here on the tablet as well. See, you see that? I'm over here on the tablet as well. And guess what? I'm on a big screen over there. I'm on a 75-inch. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Come on, folks. I'm over there too. Okay. So, you know, I got skin in the game like that. Okay. I got skin in the game like that, folks. That's right. So guess what? Equipment could be replaced. Now, you guys, I don't have my backdrop up because we're not ready to move into the house yet. So I'm out here chilling at this little Airbnb over here by the mall, feeling good too. So with that, you know, the backdrop, I paid like close to $300 for that. $80 of that came from the donations. I appreciate it. Thank you. For $80 of that was from the donations. All right. That helped, you know, for that. So it's for the podcast, folks. Technical stuff. things like that. And I will be deleting Norton off my machine because it's killing my phone. It's killing my my software when I do my podcast. All right. So that's what I asked for, $20 or less. If you send me 40 and 30, 40, $50 and all that, I will reject it. Why? Because I didn't ask for that much money. That's how honest and transparent I am. I will reject it. I only ask for $20 or less. That means you can do $2, $4, $5, $10, $15. Not over 20. I don't want that kind of money. I'm okay there with money. So okay. I hope that's fair, right? So that is my third favor. What is my fourth favor, folks? You want to know what my fourth favor is? Please don't. I need extra blessings. I understand that. I heard that. What is my fourth favor, folks? My fourth favor is the biggest of all. You know what that is? Sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been heard. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you. And the world needs you. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.